Hi guys. Oh, can you hold on. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My internet, just my life tonight is not going well. Okay. I tell you guys like be on here prompt and then I'm slow. My laptop keeps kicking me off the internet every like 20 minutes and I don't know why. Okay, how do I get off of this screen? There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna give everyone just like a couple minutes. I'll probably wait till 8:05 and then get started.
Okay, I'll be right back. I just have to tuck my kids in.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, Chantel. Hi, Janelle.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Really scatterbrained tonight. I've just been so rushed since I got home from work. I just like scarfed down a wrap to like 2 seconds ago because I realized I hadn't had dinner. And I
Hate that feeling.
I know. And I made a slideshow just because I feel like I follow it better and I like to like go over it a couple times myself before I like present it to you guys, and I haven't even had time to do that. So who knows how this is gonna go, but hope for the best. Okay. I'm just gonna attempt to share my screen here. Oh, perfect. I tried to do a Halloween theme. Oh, I don't know if there was anyone else. I don't know if Tiffany and Lisa were gonna pop on, the other Lisa. Giving them 60 more seconds. So I also just want to let you guys know that recruiting is something like I don't feel that confident in it. Yes, like I usually recruit some coaches every month, but something like Success Club is more like my bread and butter. Recruiting, I really didn't know what to talk to you guys about. So the last couple of days I've been watching some videos just from some top coaches and like their team calls on recruiting. And then I just kind of made a whole bunch of notes and then just pulled out what I thought, like stuff I've used and things I think like will be helpful to you guys. So I hope it helps a little bit. Okay, well, I'm gonna get started. This will be recorded anyway for anyone that's not on. Oh, if you guys could just mute yourselves, that would be great. Okay, so something I thought was kind of neat that I just kind of learned in the last couple of days was to stop looking at it as recruiting and start looking at it as sponsoring. And it's funny because if you look in the back office, like I would normally call someone like my upline coach, but it's actually called an upline sponsor. So the reason they say that is because like recruiting kind of makes you feel like you're like superior or you're someone's boss. But if you look at it as like sponsoring someone, then it's more like, you know, you're their coach, mentor, friend kind of thing. So I really liked that idea, just like changing up your language a little bit in how you think of recruiting so that it doesn't seem so scary. Because I find this topic to be like definitely the scariest one. And like it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. So when you're posting, I really like this too. Like, and I'm guilty of this, of saying like, I like join my challenge group, like I'm doing this. But if you are conscious and start saying like we and us, oh, sorry, I don't need to use I. See, I didn't get to double check my PowerPoint. So you want to try to use we and us instead of my or I, like when you're doing like a call to action. So that way people feel more like they're joining like a team instead of it just being like you, right? Be authentic and relatable. People, I don't know, I like to say that people don't relate to perfect, so you don't always have to try. Like, you guys know that. It's if you eat bad, if you miss a workout, like, it's really important to share that. And then when you're talking to someone, like, say if someone approaches you about coaching, talk to them like they've already signed up. So I'm not saying you have to be like, oh, like, I'm really glad you joined when they didn't join. But so say, like, when you join, you're going to love this, or I can't wait for you to do this once you're all signed up. So, like, just really watching your language and just kind of creating, like I said, that team atmosphere, and knowing that if they sign up, it's not just going to be them. Like, they're going to have like a community of people, and just like being confident, even if you're not confident. Like I said, recruiting isn't something that I feel confident in, but they don't have to know that. So if you just try to really watch your language when you're talking to people, I find that makes a big difference. So this is another thing I thought was kind of cool, because I think it just takes the pressure off. Like, if you want to cold message someone, like, I want to do a What is Coaching event soon with our team. I haven't decided if I want to do like a webinar or like a live event or what yet, but so those are really good things to invite. Obviously, you want to do like a post invite, but stuff like that, I find if you actually have something to invite them to, it's a little bit easier to send out a cold message. So before, like, okay, so say we were going to do an event next Friday, and you guys wrote down a list of like 20 people. I think it really helps if you just know that there's going to be 4 outcomes if you message them. 1, they're going to say yes, like, sign me up, I would love to come to the event. They're going to say no, not right now, but then you can add them to your follow-up list, because they're not saying no. Like, it's very rare that someone flat out says no, like, no, Jen, I don't want any part of it. It's usually just not right now for money reasons, or they're just busy or whatever. So, hey, you got a follow-up for next month. Number 3, you get a referral from them. If they say, you know what, Jen, like, I'm just not interested, say, you know what, that's okay. Do you by chance have any friends or family that you think might be interested? So then they might be like, oh yeah, like, try messaging my sister or something like that. Or make it a learning situation. I thought this was kind of neat. If someone's just kind of like, like, I don't think I'm interested, just say, like, ask what they're hesitant about, and say, you know what, like, I'm in the business of, helping people emotionally, financially, physically, and I would like to know, like, what I can do better next time. Because maybe you just, I don't know, maybe you gave them way too much information and you overwhelmed them. Maybe you didn't give them enough information. Maybe, so it's just, you can make it a learning situation for you, so that you can ask them, like, did I do something wrong? Like, what could I do better? And just make it seem like you just want to learn, so that you can better help, like, the next person you talk to. So I really like that. Like, so when you sit down to go message people, just think, like, yeah, they're either going to say yes, not right now, you'll get a referral, or you'll learn something. I find it makes it a little bit less scary and kind of takes the pressure off inviting people. So be enthusiastic. We can't expect someone to be excited about this if we aren't, right? Like, if we were all like, down in the dumps, like, blah, 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 my day sucks, my life sucks, my job sucks, we can't expect someone to be like, yeah, sign me up, right? And I don't mean like be positive all the time, because that's not real life. But when you're talking about the business, or you're talking about a product or Shapeology, you want to be excited about it. But be selective. So what I mean by that is, when you're posting, don't give them all the information right away. Like pricing. I don't ever put pricing in a post. If someone asks me, like, oh, Jen, how much is it to be a coach? Or how much is a 21-day fix? I will simply just say, I'll private message you. I will never put a price on my page, just because if someone else is interested and they just read through the comments, and right away they might just be like, you know what, oh, that's way too expensive, but they might not have any idea what's included in that $164, right? So just be vague. I find if you kind of keep things vague, it like captures their attention, and they have to ask questions. So it gives them a reason to kind of reach out to you. and word vomit. We are all guilty of this. So if someone, comments that they want for more information, whether it be like package program or coaching, we get excited and we message them right away, which is fine. But you just want to be careful that you aren't bringing up issues. Because I know in the beginning, I used to write like this whole big spiel, like, it's not a pyramid scheme, it's not this, it's not that, like, it's blah, 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 when they were never even thinking about it being a pyramid scheme. So then you're kind of creating issues that they weren't even thinking. So I find it best to just let them kind of come to you, listen to what they're saying, pick out questions from what they've said to you, and then just go back and forth with questions. Don't just like throw everything in their face all at once. I like to just say, when someone's interested about coaching, I have a little blurb in my phone. I can post it to the team page or whatever. Actually, I'll just read it. I have it saved in my notes. So when someone asks, so say I do like a call to action post, like join my team or now hiring or an event or something, and someone comments they want more info, I'll just message them and say, hey girl, how are you? It's awesome that you're curious about what this coaching thing is all about. So basically what you see me doing on social media is the meat and potatoes of this job. We work out, we drink yummy shakes, and we share a journey, which inspires others to join us. And then I just say, I tend to ramble, LOL, because I do. So I'm going to send you a little video from my upline coach, upline sponsor. And I'll say it's about 30 minutes long, but I find it the best way to really get a good idea of what coaching is all about. I said, watch it when you have some free time, shoot me a message when you're done and let me know what you think, or I'll check in with you in a few days. So that way you're letting them know if you don't hear from them, you're gonna message them again in a few days. And then I send them the link to the video. I give them usually a couple days. If I don't hear from them, I'll just check in and say, hey girl, just wondering if you had a chance to watch the video. Do you have any questions? Sometimes they'll be like, oh crap, sorry, I forgot. Yes, I did watch it, and ask questions, or they'll just ignore you. But hey, again, if they don't reply, it gives you a follow-up. So yeah, a big thing I just find is try not to word vomit. Just kind of keep it short and sweet. And then if they have questions, address them as they come up. Okay, you can't just talk about it, you gotta post about it. So if you want to attract people interested in the business, we have to be posting about the business. And this is something I really struggle with. And this week I have made it a goal that I'm going to start really working on it, because I have learned from so many top coaches that they mention that they're a coach at least once a day in one of their posts. It's not like a, hey, I'm a coach, join my team, but just they filter it in somehow. I had a couple examples, a girl used her husband. Let me see what it was. Sorry, I should have had these up. It was a really good example though. Oh, no, I deleted it. Okay, well, I will find those examples. But I think it's true though. If you want to attract people, they need to know what we're doing, right? Because yeah, they see us working out, they see us drinking their shakes, great, but they don't know that there's an opportunity that they can join, right? So try posting at least once a day about coaching. If you're posting 3 times a day, try to, like I said, make one of those posts about coaching. Even just in a hashtag, if you're out at the mall, during the week, say, oh, thankful for the flexibility, I don't know, on a weekday, hashtag that coach life. Or just breadcrumbing, so you don't have to directly say, like I said, I'm a coach, join my team. It's just throwing in little things about coaching, trying to do that as much as you can. And I have this come up a lot. My coaches will say they don't feel they have a lot of success, in the business yet. Like maybe they haven't earned a lot of income yet or rank advanced or anything like that. So they feel they don't have much to post about. That's okay. I find like big success stories are kind of intimidating to people. If you were like, oh yeah, last week I made $1 million, like people are going to be like, oh crap. Like, you know, so it's good to be honest. And even if, you know, you got a $5 paycheck, who cares? You know, you don't have to say what the amount was, but just relate it to something like, oh, filled up my car today. Thanks, Beachbody. Or, you know, I got groceries today. Thanks, Beachbody. I bought a new shirt. Something like that. Being passionate, I think, is a big deal. I think I kind of touched on this, but if we don't believe in the products or coaching, people can sense that when you're talking to them. So if you're like, oh, well, like coaching's okay, like, you know, or, oh, well, I kind of like Shakeology. You know, you have to be passionate about it. You have to, you know, show people that you love it. And I don't know. That's just a big thing because people can really sense, like pick up on that if you're unsure of yourself or whatever. Should people know you have an opportunity for them? So yeah, this is something I really liked too. So make sure people know you have an opportunity for them. So if someone were to go look at your Facebook page right now, would they know that you're a coach? Would they know that you run monthly accountability groups? Would they know that you have an opportunity for them to join? I know, like, I'm, like I said, guilty of this. Like, I just post a lot about my workouts, my Shakeology. I don't talk about my accountability groups enough. I don't let people know that they can join my team enough. Like, I've been doing it, I feel like maybe once a month lately. And with all the new people we're adding each day, they don't, you know, if you only post once a month about you being a coach, 90% of the people aren't going to see it, right? So that's something to keep in mind. And also, I'm not saying you guys do it, but I do see a lot of people that will share stuff, whether it just be like a funny video or something like that. It's fine, but I would try to limit it because it really takes away from, like, if you post something and then like an important post and then you share a bunch of funny videos, that just really takes away from like the content on your page. And especially if you're adding new people too, right? Like, I know if someone friend requests me, I usually go creep their page first before I accept them, right? So just keep that in mind. Something I also wanted you guys to do, it doesn't have to be tonight, but make a list of everything that attracted you to coaching. Like before you signed up, what made you want to join? What made you message me or your upline coach and ask about it? Or what do you think is cool about the business? And I find if you make a list of those, it gives you stuff to post about and a cool way to incorporate coaching into your posts. And this last point I thought was really cool too. Every time you get an objection from someone, post about it. It's like if you're chatting with someone and cost is an objection, make a post about it. Don't like obviously say, oh, I was talking to Joe Blow today and she said she doesn't want to pay that. Just like, you know, make it a very vague, like, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people and they're hesitant about spending the money, but, you know, you would spend more at the gym, or you would, you know, I know me, like I could go out and buy a bed set that's the same price as, you know, a challenge pack. I'm just using an example, but you know, so just like, you know, make a post. Or if someone says pyramid scheme, like that's a good one. Someone says, you know what, I've heard it's a pyramid scheme, like I don't want any part of it. Then maybe like a week later, do a post like, so, you know, people tell me a lot, they think this is a pyramid scheme, and then just touch on it. And I think that's really cool because you can tell someone one-to-one, like all this stuff that they're like hesitant about, but once they see you publicly post it and talk about it, then they know, like, okay, well, she's telling the whole public that it's not a pyramid scheme, it must not be a pyramid scheme, right? So yeah, if you ever get objections from people, incorporate that into a post, just so others out there, I'm sure, are thinking the same thing too, right? Okay, so these are just some random tidbits I wanted to throw in. Business builders. So for the newer coaches, like those are people that really want to work the business. Like there's the discount hobby business builder. And I get asked a lot, like, how do you find business builders? And I just learned this the past 2 weeks. Like I said, from listening to a few like coaches, you can't really control finding them, because you can have someone say, yeah, like I want to do this, I want to go all in, and they can quit 2 weeks down the road. Like last year, that happened to me so much. I got so excited. I had a few girls that I were like, yeah, they're gonna be rock stars, and they literally quit within 2 weeks, and one blocked and deleted me like off Facebook and everything. So you can't really ever know who's gonna be a business builder. You can just control you and like how hard you're gonna work. And when you sign people up, like a coach up, you can only do so much. I see coaches, get upset or stressed out if they sign up a coach and maybe, they're not posting, or they're just not as excited about it as like they are or something. But it's not, everyone's not gonna want to do this like we do, right? So it's just up to us to give them the tools to be successful, be there for them if they need anything. And the rest is kind of up to them a little bit, right? And like, I like the thing, like, don't stress, just be ready for when that right person comes along. Growing your team does require work. We can't just sit back, expect your business to build itself, and wait for everyone to come to us. And I say that because you'd be surprised the amount of people that think this is just like a get rich quick, that within a month they're going to be making thousands of dollars. And that's just crazy. Everyone would be doing it if that was the case. So just know that like you have to put the work in. If you want to recruit a couple coaches a month, then you got to post a bit more about coaching. Incorporate those into your daily posts a bit more, or sit down and write out a list of prospects and message them. And just remember those 4 steps. Like they're either going to say, yeah, that sounds awesome. They're going to say, no, not right now. They're going to give you a referral, or you're going to learn something from it. So it's really, it is scary still because it's new, right? But once you do it, it kind of just becomes like second nature a little bit. Give clues about the business and be what you want to attract. So yeah, like you want to obviously just present yourself as the type of coach you would like to attract. I actually I wrote it down. Bonnie Engel is a coach that I love. She's been coaching for maybe 2 years, and she is like, oh my God, she's like, I think top 2 in the whole company. She was like, in a year, she did this within a year, like her first 6 months to a year, she really wasn't getting much going at all. And then all of a sudden, like her business just took off. And like, I saw her on stage at Summit, and it blows me away. You should look, like, if you guys ever want to like watch some of her videos, she has a ton on YouTube. She's really awesome, and someone I found I could really relate to. But anyway, she said, what was my point? Be what you want to attract. So sometimes we can post things and maybe they don't sound like us. I know, like, I've taken post ideas from top coaches. I've taken post ideas from you guys, whatever, but it's important to make sure it's coming from you. And she said that if it's not something you would say to like your best friend, then don't post it. Like if you read it and it's like, you're like, oh, like that doesn't sound like me. Like, do I even use this word? And change it up and make it like, it's okay to use coaches' posts for like inspiration and stuff, but just you want to make sure it's coming from you, because then you don't want to attract the wrong type of people, because ultimately, like, you're going to kind of attract people that you vibe with, that you get along with, that you have something common with, and things like that. So just be careful when posting and just make sure like it's genuine and it's coming from you. So my top 3 sponsoring recruiting tips. The first one would be never give up. They say it can take placing an opportunity. I forget if it was 4 or 6, but I just went with 4. So they say it can take placing an opportunity in front of someone up to 4 times before they'll bite. And honestly, I can vouch for that, because more so with challenges for me right now, but I have literally had girls message me every single month for over a year, and they'll be like, okay, no, not right now, like, not right now, not right now. But then they finally sign up, you know? So like, or I've had girls that have said, no, like coaching's not for me. And then a few months down the road, they're like, okay, I'm going to give it a try. So don't ever give up and like cross anyone out. Just, you know, keep at it. And consistency is key. That is something like, if I could give anyone a tip in this business, that is what it would be, is to be consistent. People are watching and waiting. They're waiting. They're watching for you to fail. They're watching for you to quit. They're watching for you to give up. But they're also watching to see what you're doing, to see what's coming next, to see, you know, they're watching the good and the bad. So post, like, to answer their questions, like I said, if someone has an objection, you could turn that into a post. If you find you're getting a lot of questions about something, like I had a girl tonight want to know if the 21-day fix makes you lose like a ton of weight, because she's like, I'm not looking to lose a lot of weight. So I could put that into a post somehow, like one night when I'm just posting like a workout thing, be like, oh, and just so you know, like 21-day fix is for everyone, whether you just want to tone or whether you want to lose, 50 pounds. And that way that answers that girl's question, and probably a ton of other people out there that might be thinking that same thing. So don't be afraid, if someone asks you something like a common question you find, to just put it in a post. And something that I'm sure a lot of you have dealt with, and it doesn't ever go away, is people may not answer your messages. And it's frustrating, especially when they ask you for information and then you take the time to reply and then they read it and don't respond. Just know it's not you. Sometimes it's just they simply forgot to message you back. That's why follow-ups are really important, because sometimes people just get busy, they read something and don't reply. But and sometimes they're just not ready and they don't want to say no, so they just don't reply. But just know that even if they aren't answering your messages, they are reading your posts. So just keep, putting it in their face, like about joining your challenge groups, about joining your team, like just keep kind of throwing it out there. And following up is really important. Like I said, every month I try to do this. I'm actually kind of running out of a follow-up list now, but I'll just go back to anyone that wanted information, whether they replied to me, didn't reply to me, said not right now, and I'll just invite them to my next challenge group or coaching opportunity. So the last one I like, because I don't know, I kind of look at this as a gift, because I'm talking about coaching. So if you were to message someone just out of the blue, and this is more like cold messaging, if you got a list of people and decided to cold message them, just don't underestimate the effects of telling someone that you think they'd be good at this. Because I have a ton of girls that I'm like, you know what, they would rock this. And I know if it was me and someone messaged me and was like, hey Jen, like, I think you'd be really good at this because blah, blah, blah. Like, I wouldn't be offended by that. I'd be like, oh, like, that's really cool, So don't be afraid to use that too. Like, if you know some people that you think might be interested, just like, hey girl, like, this is gonna sound really random, but I was just thinking of you today, and I think you'd be really good at this coaching thing because yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, sorry, I know it's random, but I just would kick myself if I didn't at least ask. So, you don't have to make it like long and weird and drawn out. Just like, hey, yeah, straight to the point. And no one would be offended because like you're complimenting them, right? Yeah, I thought I had more than that. Am I missing a slide? Nope. Okay. Let me just get out of this. Oh, okay. I thought I exited the whole thing. Okay. I swear I had more than one. Okay, so out of everything I just said, is that helpful at all towards recruiting? Like I said, recruiting is something it's not a topic I'm really like confident in. So yeah, I just have to think of like a big thing too with getting coaches is if you've sold any challenge packs that month, I will always set like a reminder in my calendar for 3 weeks. And I know Beachbody now sends out the email about the shakes, but for the first month, I'll still message them at the 3 week mark, and I'll just say, "Hey, girl, just want to let you know your shakes are scheduled to ship next week. We can either sign you up to receive the 25% discount, or we can cancel." I said, just let me know either way. So that's a good way to get discount coaches, because a lot of them will be like, yeah, sign me up for the discount. And then I just kind of go from there. And I'm like, okay, so how it works is, you'll pay the $60 today, but you'll get it back on your card within 1 to 2 business days. And then when they say, yep, okay, no problem, like, just how do I sign up? And the SIN number is a big reservation for a lot of people. As soon as they get to the coaching thing and they say, why do I have to add my SIN number? So I found something that's really worked lately, because I lost a ton of coaches because they didn't want to enter their SIN number. So I asked a few like kind of leaders, I'm like, how do you get around that? So once you get to the point where they're like, yep, send me the sign up link, I'll just say, okay, I'm sending the email. And just so you know, you will be asked to enter your SIN number. And I said, but it's not, I think I say it's not used. I have it in my phone. I have so much shit saved in my phone. It's not used unless you decide to earn from Beachbody, which you aren't. I don't know, something like that. And then they're just like, okay, no problem. So I find bringing it up before they see it, they don't care, right? It's not like such a shock. So that's a good way to get discount coaches. Just once they've signed up for a challenge pack, obviously offering a discount if they want to continue shakes. And as for, hobby coaches and business builders, it's just about kind of posting about it and just sharing, like I said, writing out that list of what becoming a coach has done for you, whether it just be like you're simply living a healthier lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, I know if it wasn't for coaching, like I wouldn't be working out. I wouldn't be healthy. Like, so just think of things that you like, that this is done for you personally, and share that with everyone. Like, it doesn't have to be anything huge, just little things. And just think of what drew you to this business. I know for me, it was before and afters. Like, that was a huge thing that made me interested in the program. And then Julie is actually my coach. She just slid it right in there. Well, you can sign up to coach for free. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I never even thought about coaching. She's like, yep, you can try it for free for 30 days and then you'll blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. I had no intention of coaching. Like, I was just like, okay, it's free. Sign me up. I'll cancel it in 30 days. And, here I am. So it never hurts to ask, right? Like, she just slid it right in there. Like, and the things I think I like that drew me to this business were, the vacations, just the kind of community that you get from it. A lot of girls don't have a lot of girls anymore. Like, at our age, it's hard to have close friends and stuff. So it's nice to have this community, even just jumping on a Zoom like this and stuff. So, like, don't be afraid to share that stuff on your social media, and just remember what drew you to this business, and try as much as you can to just breadcrumb about that and share it in your post. That's the biggest thing. That'd be my biggest tip for recruiting, is just mentioning it in your posts, and trying to do like one big call to action a week. Join my team, now hiring. Like I said, if we have an actual event coming up. I'm trying to think of what else. Do you guys have any questions about anything I've said so far?
So if they sign up for the coaching,
Yep.
they have to pay the coaching fee of the $17, even if they don't want to do the coaching, correct? They just want it for the discount.
Yes. So that's a good question. So if someone just wants to be a discount coach, I don't often mention that fee, but it's not like I don't mention it. I just mention it in a different way. So I'll say, so if you sign up for a discount coach, you'll save 25%. I'll just use a price. I'll say if you aren't signed up for this, you're going to pay $183 after tax and shipping for your 1 bag of shakes. If you do sign up for the discount, you're going to pay
33.
Yeah, 139 or 135 or something, right? No, but I include it's 139 not including
Oh, I said okay.
the coach fee. So I just rounded. I think I say 155. You're gonna pay 155 total, like with the shakes, but I don't tell them it's like there's that separate price. So either way, 155 to 183, 65.75. You're still saving $28 or something, right? And then they're like, oh, okay, because like savings is savings, right? And then usually within a couple months, they'll be like, oh, hey, I just noticed I got two separate charges. And I'll just say, oh, yeah, that's normal. But it works out to the total you told them. So it's not like you're lying, right? And I promise I've done this since I started and no one's ever they're just like, oh, okay. Because it's really it's true. I just find it confusing if you're like, well, you're paying $17 a month to have the discount and then you're paying this for your shakes. I'll just say you're paying a total of $155 a month with the discount versus $183 without the discount. And honestly, you're silly not to sign up, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people are just like, no, I'm okay paying full price. But it's always worth it to offer it, like to anyone that's, buy the challenge pack. I offer it to everyone that I mentioned the discount. After 3 weeks, I'll just set a reminder in my phone to message them and just remind them that their shakes are shipping, and either they can cancel or we can sign them up for the discount. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have questions?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I hope that was helpful. I mean, recruiting's tough because I feel like what works for, me may not work for you, Chantel, and what works for you, Chantel, may not work for me, vice versa, right? You just got to play around, but it's definitely in the post. You just have to kind of talk about it more. And remember what I said about if someone were to go to your page right now, would they know you're a Beachbody coach? Would they know you have an opportunity for them to join? Would they know you run monthly groups? And if not, then that's okay. I mean, we're all guilty of it. It's just something to be mindful of and be like, okay, so I need to just add more posts about my accountability groups or that I'm a coach or, stuff like that. I think that's all I have. If you guys don't have any questions.
It's Shakeology is natural for pregnancy as well as diabetics.
Pardon? I didn't.
Okay. Diabetics, can they take Shakeology as well?
Oh, diabetes. I get so confused. I know if you're I feel like type, actually it might be okay for both, but see, I always have to ask someone, like my friend Mina, she's a nurse. I always have to ask her, which is the difference between the two diabetes. I'm pretty sure both, if you're one or two, you can take it, but not everyone can. So in cases like that, I always say, check with your doctor. You can send them the list of ingredients, or whatever, and say, check with your doctor. Because I remember posting in Alive and Well, oh, is it safe for diabetics? And someone might say yes, but if they have this or this, then they shouldn't. So it's kind of, I feel going to be different for each individual depending on their type. So something like that, I would just ask, obviously, if they're type 1 or type 2, and then double check with someone in the group, and then definitely still always say, check with your doctor. And same with pregnancy. It is safe for pregnant and breastfeeding women. But again, just have them clear it with their doctor just in case, right? You never know. But no, a ton of coaches, top coaches, drink Shakeology their whole pregnancy while they're breastfeeding, everything like that. And you can always recommend vegan too if they want, a little less whatever. I can't even think of what the difference is between vegan and regular Shakeology right now. But yeah. Did that help?
Yeah, I know it did.
Okay.
I'm trying to convince my dad to join.
Oh, okay.
He's like, it's for women only.
It's
And
not.
I'm a diabetic and I have heart issues. And I was like, actually, so we argued the whole way to Brockville today about Shakeology because I had my shake on me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He ended up asking me for some. So that
Oh.
it turned out good.
Someone who's I feel like it was Amanda's grandpa, and then Julie's grandpa. He's been drinking it for like 6 months and he loves it. And another girlfriend of mine she's kind of stepped back a bit from coaching, Leah Rosebush. I don't know if you guys have seen her post at all, but she got her grandpa drinking Shakeology too, and he lost like, oh my God, I don't even remember how much weight. She'd share like kind of his transformation, and it was incredible. Like getting him, she just started him on Shakeology first, no workouts. And then once he started losing some weight, then she got him up and like working out. So, I mean, it can really be for anyone, but if people do have medical conditions, I just, definitely have them check with their doctor. But doctors have approved it. Like Amanda took a sample to her doctor. He said like, yeah, it's great. Like I'd recommend it, so it's legit. But yeah, as far as I get the diabetes thing confused. So I don't want to give you the wrong information. But I can definitely look into it. There's probably a document somewhere about it. Any other questions? If you guys think of questions, you can always just post them in the group. And next week, I've got quite a bit of info on posting. And I was going to do both tonight, but it was just too much. We would have been on here for 2 hours. About posting and how to share, not sell. Because I've had a few ladies say they don't want to feel salesy when they're talking to people. So I've kind of come up with a few little tips and tricks on that, and just about posting, like when to post, what not to post, things like that. So that'll be next week's topic. Okay, well, if you guys don't have any other questions, we can wrap this up.
Okay.
Thanks for jumping on. And I hope it was helpful. Okay. Well, if you think of any questions, just, feel free to post them in the group.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Have a good
Bye.
night, guys.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.